Okay, so I tried to do an intro for the whole of the Commonwealth, just doing the quick flight over from Starlight Drive-In to Sanctuary Hills, and that didn't really work out so well. That's maybe like a 3 or 3.5 minute flight, so really not much in the way of enough time for me to, kind of clearly explain what's been going on in the Commonwealth, give you a couple little factoids as far as what's going on here. So I did a reload of the day that we were just in for the Sanctuary tour, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out the map and just go over a couple things with you guys, kind of go over like what the in-game was as far as this character, and so what we should be expecting to see as we travel around. First and foremost, the date is January 7th, 2291. Fallout 4 starts on October 23rd, 2287. That's the date that the sole survivor crawls his way out of Vault 111 and then starts his epic quest to go find Sean. So, of course, with the DLCs and everything like that, you're probably going to be 8 months to maybe like a year in-game, going through and tearing through all the DLC and the main story. As far as the main story goes, the ending that I went for in this playthrough was the Minutemen and Brotherhood of Steel combo. I wanted to do just a Minuteman layout, but when I did the quest Defend the Castle, I kept having all these issues with it crashing. You get to this part in the event where the volunteers that have come to help defend the castle they end up being synths, and so you end up having to fight them, and as soon as they turn hostile on me, the game would crash. It'd go straight to blue screen every single time, and I didn't really have much of a choice, because I didn't want to stop playing, so I had to pick another faction to go with. And I didn't really like the Institute. I didn't like the idea of slavery. It's just really not something I'm big on personally, and for my first big playthrough I didn't want to do that. So the only other option for me was the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't like them in this game personally. They kind of come off a little fashy, little just humans and humans only. There's the only good super mutants and ghouls are dead super mutant and ghouls and synths, which, kind of reactionary. I really don't like it too awful much, but it's what I had to go with. But what it does allow me to do is have access to the Vertibird, which also the Railroad storyline will allow you to have a Vertibird too with the smoke grenade. But that kind of gets you up to date as far as what we should be seeing in the Commonwealth. You'll be seeing Minutemen patrols, you'll be seeing Brotherhood Steel patrols, the mods that I used, and I kind of mentioned this in the the Starlight Drive-In, was that I modded the game before I actually completed everything, but the mods that I used for that were the let's see here, the Buff Minutemen, Militia 2 by Dragonvith, the Exotic Enemies by Salvador 17, and then the Sanctuary Bridge Fixed by Low Key. And I'll have the only one that I have a URL for was the Fixed Sanctuary Bridge, and I'll have the URL for the Nexus in the description for this video once I get it up. And I'll also do a list of the mods. But one other thing I wanted to try and go over with you guys is, one, of course, with the Minutemen, all the major settlements have the artillery, so I can call in strikes practically anywhere. And with the Minutemen buffed militia, I have a longer or wider range for those artillery pieces. But the thing I wanted to show you guys in the map was this was kind of like baby's first fiefdom. So a lot of I can't zoom this out. I can pull it out a little bit more. There's a lot of interconnectivity with all of the settlements, especially because of automation. I was able to automate an awful lot of the farming, and by necessity, in some of the settlements, I would, build an automatron, send it to a settlement, and then immediately set it to be a provisioner for a trade route between a larger settlement and a smaller outpost settlement. So, all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pop that smoke grenade and do the flyover to Sanctuary, and that's where we'll do our tour the next time. So, appreciate it. I know it's a bit lengthy and boring, and I was really hoping to just do a vertibird flyover and that just be the video, but that just proved to be just a little too short for me to go into kind of like a thorough explanation of what we should be looking at and what kind of game this was for me. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Have a good one.